if Reynardo came face to face with the Emperor, maybe he could assassinate him. But maybe it would be smarter and safer to turn Zenobia against her father.
Wir probieren unseres.
What are you doing? Asked Zenobia. Did you ever wonder why the Emperor adopted you? He asked her. She shook her head. He told her. His Majesty wanted to bring the lost gods back. They could make him an eater of souls, an immortal. But to seal his bargain with them, he needed a sacrifice. Someone who truly loved him. She was stunned. Furious. You're lying. Under a true spell? It's a trick. You can't prove that. Take me to the observatory, and I will.
Ich glaube, wir sind doch auf dem richtigen Weg. Weil jetzt haben wir ja den Lupi-Heini da nicht
What
dabei.
kind of proof could you possibly have? She said as they landed on the Nexus. Your father ritually sacrificed a village, and he left witnesses? The scientists resurrected one. Well, it's not really alive, but it can talk. A true witness. She frowned. The dead can't lie. Well, I bet they could. They just don't have any reason to. She nodded grimly. You go on ahead. I don't want the ravens to see me. There was an inscription on the platform. Balaleka lessons with an address.
Was für ein Ding? Können wir mal aufklären, was das hier ist?
Reynardo wondered if his future self had commissioned these poles. Ich glaube, wir werden mindestens noch einen 5. Durchgang brauchen. Fällt mir gerade so ein. Autsch, autsch, autsch. Wieso kann ich nicht mal zuhauen? Hallo? Wir werden jetzt das 4. kleine Geheimnis mit etwas Glück freischalten. So, das heißt aber, wir werden noch einen brauchen, um das große Geheimnis freizuschalten. Da bin ich mir ziemlich sicher. Daher eigentlich fast egal, wie wir da jetzt das Ganze drehen und wenden. So, das hatten wir, glaube ich, schon mal den Text. Hoch dahin. It was definitely easier to fight inanimate objects.
Ja, die hauen meistens nicht zurück, ja, das ist wohl wahr.
She caught up with him. Don't you think I'd know if my father wanted to invoke the lost gods? Would he tell you? No. Would you help him? No. I'd burn his books. Why'd he adopt a stray cat? You don't ask a thing like that. No. Not when there's no good answer, she said, her whiskers twitching.
Ich glaube, sie überlegt es doch dann mal allmählich, dass irgendwas nicht stimmt.
With all the secrets he revealed to the Emperor, the Ravens were probably heading for the secret base. Reynardo began to wonder if there would be anyone left to save, if Zenobia changed sides.
Brauche ich alles nicht. Da fehlt mir noch das Erz. Da fehlt mir auch noch das Erz.
A very clever engineer named Elon Muskrat had got his start making floating platforms. Not many people knew that.
Ups. Ich stelle mich aber gerade ein bisschen dämlich an. So, jetzt da aber kommt noch.
I was just getting warmed up, he thought.
So, mal sehen, ob wir jetzt eine Änderung sehen. Ich meine, sie wird sich mit Sicherheit wieder weg teleportieren. Die Frage ist nur, ob das diesmal besser ausgeht oder nicht.
The observatory was a burning hulk. Dead scientists and black feathers everywhere. The Ravens had burned the reanimated witness to cinders. Reynardo was stunned. There goes my proof. These were scientists, not rebels, Zenobia said, upset. Why would he do this? I don't know. Let's go to the fleet and ask him. Yes. I'll meet you on the mountains. There's something I have to get first. But could he afford to meet her in the mountains? He'd given the Empire the location of the secret rebel base. They would need rescuing.
Ich folge jetzt einfach mal ihr.
Why was he going to meet up with her? Wasn't it more important to rescue the Rebel Council from the almost certain Imperial attack? Why was he in this war anyway? Was it really to fight the good fight, or did he just want to see her again? One of these days, Reynardo thought, I should really figure out my motives before I pounce. Nah.
Oh.
Was it true? Was he on this adventure just to see Zenobia again? The Imperial heir was not an easy cat to see. Well, she'd ignored all his Kwanzaa gifts. Well, on the other paw, trying to get a date by joining a war against your intended was, let's say, pretty optimistic. But on the back paw, thought Reynardo, yes, it sounded exactly like him. Good. I'm so glad we had this little chat, he told himself. It wasn't his fault. They looked so breakable. There were a lot of dead ravens along the side of the road. Someone had rampaged through here on a killing spree. What had Zenobia gone to get? He had a chilling feeling it was the Iblis stone.
Oh nein, wenn wir den Stein holen, dann geht es ja wieder schief.
Make anyone bloodthirsty. You could tell her style from the blade work on the dead bird. Rather well, actually.
Das wäre natürlich doof, findest du, dass echt dieser Stein wäre. Uns immer falsch abgebogen. Vermutlich brauchen wir nämlich nur das Gehäuse, um den Imperator vielleicht einzuschließen oder sowas. Achso, da geht's halt direkt weiter.
Reynardo wondered what would happen if he jumped. Would he be rescued by an emergency platform?
Ich glaube nicht.
This chest was filled with old concert t-shirts. And something useful. Don't look down, he thought.
Warte mal, da ist doch dieser komische Wissenschaftler-Heini hier oben. Ah.
Reynardo wondered what he should do when he found Zenobia. What could he do? She had the Iblis stone.
Die hat diesen Stein da, oder? Der ist doch der... Die leuchtet so
He
komisch.
reached the summit, expecting no one. But there she was, steaming, pacing. I'm gonna kill him, she said. I'm gonna kill all his ravens, and then him, and then his family, and all the eggs and tadpoles. And then I'm gonna burn down their pond. Did you go and get the Iblis stone? You see, all these ravens I killed. So much power.
Yeah. Great, Reynardo said.
You really want power from a demonic rock? You want the stone, don't you? Not really. Good. I'd rather not have to kill you. He told her he loved her. That he wouldn't let the Iblis stone take her, even if he had to die for it. Well, he planned to tell her. Now didn't seem like the right time. She'd probably cool off in a bit. So he let her get in her ship and fly off.
He rushed back to the Farfarer and followed her, keeping a healthy distance.
Zenobia's ship was just visible through the clouds ahead. How could he reason with her? But he had to. The rebels were down for the count. No wonder. He betrayed the location of their base and then he'd abandoned them. And if she became Empress while she was in the grip of the Iblis stone, if she became Empress by murdering her father, she could still be a great Empress. But she could also be a nightmare Empress.
She had to be stopped.
Oh, jetzt müssen sie wieder
There were
umbringen.
more dead ravens along his path. Some of them wounded in the back. He knew she could have easily talked her way past them, or clouded the little tiny raven brains with a spell. She was going out of her way to kill everything in her path. This wasn't Zenobia. Not as he knew her. Maybe I should follow my nose, thought Reynardo.
So, ne, ist nix. Was sind wir jetzt eigentlich hier? Ist das Beschneidegegend? Wollen wir das schon mal? Kommt da noch mal ein Schiff? Habe ich es jetzt verpasst? Ah ne, da kommt wieder eins.
He once met a pirate captain who used hooks to get around his ship. Oh, what was his name again?
Captain Hook?
So, his beloved was possessed by the spirit of a demon. That's what it meant to be a hero. To brave the darkness in your loved one's soul. To have faith there was still good in her. To help her out of that darkness, no matter what the cost. But what? What could he do? She'd kill him if he tried to take the Iblis stone from her. Reynardo wondered if it wasn't cheaper to build bridges than stairs.
So, da sind wir wieder. Da sind wir wieder. Ein finaler Kampf noch. Spannung steigt. Wir wissen noch nicht, was jetzt passiert.
At the end of the trail of raven corpses was Zenobia. Her father was frantically rigging a strange apparatus wrapped around a glowing core. "Don't do it!" he shouted. "You'll hate yourself in the morning! Stay back!" She screamed in a horrible voice he'd never heard before. It froze him in his tracks. The Emperor stared at him. "Run!" he told the toad. "Or hop!" But he didn't manage to voice it, only think it. Zenobia stabbed her blade forward, and His Majesty fell dead. She began laughing hysterically. Or was she weeping? "Just walk away," she laughed at him. "I've no more use for you." There was something he needed to do, but he couldn't figure out what it was. So he did as he was told. As he walked away, he felt a chill in the world. The light in the sky seemed to dim. He didn't dare turn. He had a nagging feeling there was something he should have done just then. Something heroic. But he could not have taken the Iblis stone from her by force, and she would not have parted with it willingly. A cold wind blew from where she had been, but he still didn't dare turn. And then, an awful laughter filled the air, and all the torches and all the ships went out, and he realized what he should have done. But by then, it was too late to do anything. And he hadn't learned anything new this time. He'd done the same thing twice, yet expected a different outcome.
Was? Wir müssen weitersetzen, wie es aussieht. Schade. Wahrheitsfinder freigeschaltet. Der Wahrheitsfinder wird dir helfen, die Pfade zur Wahrheit zu finden, die du noch nicht entdeckt hast. Schau dich nach dem Symbol um, wenn du im Buch deine Wahl triffst. Aha, okay. Das ist jetzt quasi so der Idiotenbonus scheinbar, um tatsächlich das fertige Ende zu sehen. Okay, nee, das schauen wir uns dann beim nächsten Mal an. Okay, gut, dann bis zum nächsten Mal. Ciao!